Awesome, perfect. Let's begin. First of all, special thanks are in order. I would like to thank AIDA Business School for making all this possible and for this amazing opportunity. It's really a blessing to be around such an amazing environment, and what an honor to be a student here. So thank you very much for that. Okay, I also want everyone to know, before you guys find out in a few minutes, this is not only my first podcast, but my first time speaking into a microphone. So I'm very excited, and I really want to learn, so just bear with me and focus on the wonderful Joan-Albert. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Momentum Makers podcast. Thank you. Okay. I have the pleasure to welcome a special person who brightens up every company, country, or classroom he steps into. He's an expert in innovation and creativity who uses this knowledge to allow companies to disrupt markets as a consultant. He's Barcelona's very own, teaching at all the top business schools in the city. Today, we'll learn how the kind Joan-Albert G Moga made his own momentum happen. Music, do you like it? Perfect. So first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much, João. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, it's cool talking with you instead of being in a classroom. And
yeah, definitely.
It's kind of different, so I really like
It's
it.
a different set.
Yeah, totally.
And very exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. We got people watching, so
Yeah.
it's pretty scary too. Okay, so I was wondering, after you grew up here in Barcelona,
Yes.
and after high school, you took a bachelor in science all the way in the US.
Half in the US, half here in Barcelona,
Ooh, okay.
and the last part was in the US.
Interesting.
So actually, I'm a Bachelor of Science degree, Environmental Science.
Oh, cool.
But I finished there. So
Yeah.
this is like my main degree is this one. And after this, of course, I studied other things.
It's kind of different from what you do nowadays. Why did you take bachelor of science?
Oh,
At that
this is a long story because, guys, I have to tell you something. When I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I didn't like to study. So I had a lot of problems at home. And my father was all the time like forcing me, Joan-Albert, you need to study, you need to do this, you need to be a good man in the future. But to be honest, I didn't like anything. And for me, it was very easy, science, biology, and all of this, because it was something that I liked. So I took the easy way, that it was doing this. Because the other things, for me, they were not interesting at all. And there is something that in my family, all of them, they come from the finance world. And they told me, we don't want you to study finance or whatever, because they will compare you with us. So it's better that you do another thing. It's okay if you do biology. But at the end, I realized that what I really wanted, it's not finance, but business. This is what I wanted.
That's so cool. Did you learn that while in university in the United States, or was that
No,
something slowly?
actually, it was when I finished my degree, I came back here in Barcelona, and I started working as a consultant in management standards 9001, 14001, and then it's when I realized that I liked it business a lot. But then I realized also that I needed to get more education, because as an environmental scientist, as a biologist, so you don't know how a company works. And then I was lucky because I had a boss. That this boss, by the way, that I had, so he was a manager here at AIDA, and he was my mentor. And actually, I had a very good time in that company with him. By the way, nowadays we are partners in the same company, but
Wow.
I will explain this later. And then I remember that he told me, Joan-Albert, you are good in what you're doing, but you need more education. And he told me, why don't you go to AIDA? And actually, it was the first time that I listened to the word AIDA. And he told me, like, AIDA is a very good place in order to get a good education in business, and you need this. And years later, I came here to study my executive MBA, and my life changed 100%.
So that's so cool.
It was like amazing, the things that I learned here. I remember that the director of the executive MBA at that time, it was Lucia Langa. She helped me a lot. So it was, for me, it was like a new environment. I learned a lot of different things. I learned finance, by the way, also. and I had a lot of professors that they inspired me a lot. Actually, before I came to AIDA, I was not doing bad, I mean, in business, because I was regional manager in a multinational, so it was not bad, and I was in charge of Catalonia, Balearic Island, and Canary Island, so I was doing not bad. But inside of me, it was something that I needed. I was not doing exactly what I wanted to do. And when I came here at AIDA, professors, they like opened my mind, and then I realized that I could work in something that I always loved, that it's creativity.
Wow.
And I didn't know how to use this creativity in my job. So that's why when I started my first classes, years ago, it was 25 years ago, I was 25 years old, I mean. I remember that for me, like giving classes to people that they needed to find a better job. I was teaching quality management systems. I remember that for me, it was the moment to be creative, because it was me, the one who was creating the classes, the one who was thinking about what kind of exercises I'm going to put, and I remember that I like it a lot. My regular job, that it was going to visiting companies to implement these standards, it was not that fun for me. Actually, it was kind of empty inside. And that's why when I came here, and these professors, so I remember Frank Ponti, of course, and Xavier Farras, also in innovation. So these professors, they helped me to see that I could do another thing. And that's why it's when my life started being happy. To be honest, professionally speaking, I started being happy. Wow. And in those times, that moment when I finished my master's here, it's when I flew to Dominican Republic and to take care of a business school there, and then absolutely everything changed. So I started being like happy, and from that moment until now, I'm doing what I love. So, and they pay me for this. Could you imagine? So amazing.
That's a dream. That's so exciting. So, because you had a regional director position here in Barcelona before you went to the Dominican Republic. Yeah, that's kind of a crazy move.
Yeah, here I was with different companies. So first I was with this man that now he's my partner. His company was Area Training, and then I went to another company. And there I had a manager position, and then I took the leap and I went to this multinational, and well, it was from business point of view and even from social point of view, everybody was looking at me like, wow, Joan-Albert is being successful. But this is not success. To have just a good job and that it's well paid, this is not success. I mean, you have to go like deeper and try to understand what is really success. And actually, this is what I learned here at AIDA. Oh. So I remember that here I had a coach, she was amazing, Nuria Imeric, she was amazing. And she explained me a lot of things in order to find my true north. And when I found it, I said like, wow, this is what I have to do. I have to quit all the things that I was doing before, and I have to find my true north, and this is what I did. And from now on, I always try to explain this in my classes, so you guys, you know that sometimes I explain like business strategy, innovation, but I also like to explain things that happen to me because I think that they are interesting, just to try to inspire you or to see that outside there is a world that is tough, but it's amazing. Yeah. You have to take advantage of it.
And it's probably so much easier when you do something you love, because all the obstacles come.
Definitely. Guys, we work a lot of hours. Yeah. We have to do this if we want to be like the best in what we do. So definitely that we need to love it. Yeah. And this is the key thing. Guys, and I mean it. I mean, so think about the things that you love and then go for it. Because you guys are going to be better. And if you are better, what happened? That they pay you more. So not bad, huh? So that's why we have to do this. That's so at least this is my experience.
Yeah, because we do the best work when we do something that we like.
Definitely.
That's so cool. That's so cool. You're very inspiring, I have to say.
Thank you very much.
But I was wondering, just to take it back a little bit.
Yeah.
How can someone find a mentor? Because for me, I look at how do you find your mentor, and I look at Jamie Dimon, who's the now CEO of JP & Morgan, and he built a relationship with his mentor that allowed him later to become extremely successful. So how does that work?
Actually, in this case, I have to tell you that all my mentors, they come from AIDA. All my mentors, they come from AIDA. So that's why I'm telling you that AIDA changed my life. But you don't know that this person is going to be your mentor. It's like that you start a relationship, you have a good connection, you like the same things. And then one day, so I remember with one special professor that we met in another place and said, hey, I told him, you were my professor at AIDA, and I like you a lot. And the guy, oh, thank you. By the way, Joan-Albert, I have a project to do, because I realized that you're working in innovation, right? And I said, yes. So I need a guy in innovation with this. And then it's like, okay, we met here at AIDA, and now we are working together, and then we started to have like a friendship. And then these people, they help you, I don't know, they think about you because you have to do things right, okay? And then they think about you in doing other things. Now we have this project, now I have this other one project. And at the end, it's true that at the end, all of us, or at least now I'm talking about those that we are working in innovation, all of us, we know each other. So at least here in Barcelona or in Spain, all of us, we know each other, and we know who were our teachers, and we know the connections that we have. But everything started like something magic. I would say this, because I remember the very first day that I met my partner now, when he was my boss. I remember the very first day and how he was talking about AIDA and telling me, did you know, Joan-Albert, I was a manager at AIDA, and I like it a lot, and we did this and I did that. And he inspired me to come here. But I think that everything started like magic. Don't try to find formulas, or I think that it's something that it's natural. So for example, so now you are interviewing me. So definitely that now we are creating a connection.
Yeah, I like to believe so.
So this is like this, because I like what I'm doing now. So now imagine in the future, I will have to do, I don't know, whatever project. So you're going to be on my mind. Definitely. So this is how it works. This is how it works.
How big of a factor is asking for help? Because I feel like a lot of people feel like, I don't know, professors, people who do certain jobs that you kind of know, and you feel scared just to ask them for some advice or for something. How big of a factor is that?
Well, the thing that it's true that that we as professors, so we have a lot of students, and a lot of you guys, you want to learn. You are like actually, this is something that I like it a lot, and of course that we cannot answer all your demands, but try. But you have to try.
Yeah.
So yes, because now I remember recently I was in a project. That I needed one professional, and it was kind of difficult to find this professional. And I remember that 1 month ago or 3 weeks ago, I received an email from an ex-student of mine, former student that I had years ago. And at that moment, I was like, wait a minute. So this guy sent me the email. So probably if the guy wouldn't do this, so probably I couldn't remember him or whatever. But he sent me that email, and then I said, this is the guy. I called him, and now we are working together.
That's amazing.
So that's why you have to try, even though sometimes maybe we are late when we answer the email or whatever. But you have to try, because we are always and these professors that we are also professionals. So we are all the time like in different projects, and for us it's important to know people and to know people that we had in class, so we know the way that you are. So we know how responsible you are. You know how interested you are in the subject. So this is something important. So guys, and now I'm addressing to you. You guys, you are a mirror. So I'm looking at you, and I see like what kind of things we can do in the future. So that's why the way that you behave at class, it's extremely important. Before all of you guys, you are in business. Also the professors. So it's not. I always tell you that the difference between you and me, it's the age. Because at the end, guys, all of us, we love business. We love what we do. And at the end, at some point, we can work together or help. That's it. Or whatever. Joan-Albert, do you know someone who... And that's it.
Yeah, because you wrote an article about Gen Z and how powerful Gen Z is now with what we know compared to what people in the previous generation knew.
Yeah.
So how can we use that to our advantage, do you think?
Yes, well, actually, the generations now... look at this. Always the generation after yours, it's always saying that you are bad. Okay, guys, you are going to listen to this always. But the thing is that it's not true, because you are like more prepared. So you have like so for you, it's easy to access to knowledge. So my generation or people older than me, for us, it was like kind of more difficult to find all this information. So you guys, you are faster. The only thing that you have to do is to focus a little bit. This is the only problem. But you as a generation, you are very good. So actually, during the last 15 years, it's when I've been teaching like students like you from business schools. And in these years, I've seen how these people that I had in class, some of them, they were like kind of more, I don't know, like they were not very focused, but you could see in them that it's maybe it was because of the age, whatever, but I always knew that these students, they had something here. And now I feel very proud when I see these students that they have their own company. And some of these companies, they are very successful. So, and I feel like very proud that I was part of this, or at least I met them. So I feel like super proud. So according to generations, so you guys, you are a better generation than mine. And I know that when you go outside and you're going to work, so the older people from my generation, if they will be your boss, they will tell you, you guys, you don't know anything. In my time, they were like stronger and whatever. Don't listen to them, okay? They are afraid of you because you guys, you're better.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to take advice too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, you've experienced a ton of different personalities as a teacher, and as you mentioned, some of them later become successful.
Yeah.
Can you kind of pick on kind of traits that students have that later then become successful? Curiosity. Wow.
I remember those students that they were like very curious, that they wanted to know things, that they were like asking me questions after the class, that they were like, that another professor maybe will say, come on, enough, okay? But these guys now are those that I see that they are successful. But look at this. And again, I want to highlight this as successful. Successful is when you are happy with the things that you are doing. Okay, it's not that you're having money or whatever. It's that you're happy with the things that you are doing. So I think that these guys now, they are happy doing this because they are doing very good.
You think if you're not curious, you can be more curious?
No, for me, it's the most important thing. What happened? That some people, they are curious, but they are afraid to ask. And then here, so we as a professors, we need to try to identify this and try to force that person to make it happen. But sometimes it's difficult because sometimes we come here, we make the class, then we leave. Sometimes it's difficult. But yes, it's curiosity and well, you have to. It's also like very important to already have your north. Why are you doing this? So I always say that to have a company is not a way in order to make money. It's a way in order to make your society better. So because you are creating jobs for people around you, and of course at the end they pay you. But I think that this is like the most important thing.
That's so cool. That's really cool. Did you have any role models? Like, I'm not saying professors or anything. I mean people who kind of inspired you and shaped you who you are today.
Do you want names?
I don't want names. I just want to know what they did to shape you and if it's something that sticks with you.
No, for example, I like a lot of people that they know how to negotiate. I love it. When I see the determination that they have when they negotiate. Or I like a lot of people that they see things from different points of view and they surprise me. I like a lot this. People that they surprise me, that it's like, why are you doing this? So you are like acting in a different way. And sometimes this way of behaving or whatever is not what it's supposed to be. It's something completely different. And I love this. And these guys, they inspire me.
Well, it's that being curious without being judgmental. You want to find why do they think like that? Yeah. It's not like, they think like that, I don't agree with them. You want to find out why, because sometimes they can be right.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
But I like this kind of people. I'm thinking about an anecdote that I had, that it was in another place. It was like a guy who was like very serious, professor. He was very serious. And I remember that we met, and I was always like because this guy's that serious, so you don't want to, I mean, you feel a little bit afraid of them because the guy is very important, very serious. And I remember that I said to him, hello, how you doing? We shake hands. And then the guy looked at me and said, Joan-Albert, why don't we go out, have a coffee together, or let's party, what we are doing here, so let's go to another place. And I remember that I was, you're not supposed to say this. You're a professor and you're a serious professor.
Yeah.
But from that moment on, I like it a lot, that guy. So
Wow.
of course the guy was joking with me, but the way that he did it, and I realized that it was a connection.
Totally.
And I like this, like, because a professor is not supposed to say these things to
Yeah.
another professor. Okay, so it was kind of, and I have other anecdotes, but anyway, yeah.
I wanted to kind of learn, because you had a student of yours named Pat Casaya.
Casala.
Casala. Trying to
Yes.
say the name right. Sorry if I got it wrong.
Yeah.
But she wrote a book, and I want to
Yeah.
kind of hear that story. How
Well,
did that happen?
Actually, well, you guys know me that when I'm in class, of course that I talk about the topics, but I also like to connect the topics that I'm talking with history, with mythology, and all of this. You guys, you know it. So I was here at AIDA in one class. The class was about leadership and innovation. And I was talking about the origin of the name of Barcelona and myths that we have here. And when I finished the class, this student came to me and said, Joan-Albert, could you please, I know that it's a lot that I'm going to ask, but could you please show me Barcelona, me and my family? And I was kind of, well,
She
okay.
wasn't from Barcelona?
No, yeah, she was from here, but she said, could you please ask me the Barcelona that you were talking about?
Ooh.
So I want to know
Okay.
the hidden things that you know about Barcelona. And I was kind of, well, she was brave to ask me this, because I could say, hey, I mean, my time is my time. But because I love what I do, I said, yes, of course. And it was a very sunny day. It was a Sunday also. And I remember that I was with her and the family. And I was like showing around Barcelona, the Gothic quarter, so different hidden things or secrets that Barcelona has. And when I finished everything, then she told me, Joan-Albert, I got it. I have the story here in my mind. I'm a book writer, and I'm going to make a book about this.
What?
Because I have the story of a professor who fell in love, and I say, hey, it's not me, this professor, right? And she said, no, it's not you. Well, when I read the book, I was like, hey, wait a minute. But anyway, then she made this book that actually I feel very proud, because the stories that she explained in the book, they are exactly the same things that I explained to her. And for me, I realized that I was inspiring someone. And this feeling for me was like, I don't know how to say, but it was like very, I don't know, I felt very good.
Yeah, you must have that feeling a lot being a teacher, because you influence so many people that you, I don't know, at the time you don't see how much that influences them, but the words that you say really have an impact on them. And I can say that as a student, it's pretty crazy.
I don't know. I remember that once I met a professor that I had here, and I told him that, you know what, the way that I teach, I think that I got it from you.
Wow.
I think that I was copying you because I admire you a lot as a professor. So you were very good. The guy was a monster in class. And I think that what I'm trying to do is trying to be like you, but of course it's going to be impossible to be like you because you are top.
Yeah.
And I remember that he looked at me and he said, Joan-Albert, I even don't remember who were you. So
What?
you were at my class? I didn't remember you. So this is something interesting, because it's like when we are influencing people, it looks like we are not aware of it. But it looks like this professor in me, definitely. So sometimes when I'm in class and the way that I act, I see him and I said, don't I have my own personality? So how come I'm doing this? But I don't know. At the end, maybe I'm a hybrid, or I don't know.
There's a
Yeah.
quote from Picasso: "Good artists copy, great artists steal."
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So I
very good
really
quote.
like that, because I'm always scared if I don't know, trying to, for example, for the podcast, I'm trying to get some inspiration and I feel, ooh, I might be copying them. But I feel like that's such a good way to learn, you know?
Definitely.
But there's a fine line that I still have a hard time doing. What's your favorite piece of advice that you learned when you started working that still resonates with you to this day?
Yes. Just work with good people.
Yeah.
It's something that it looks very obvious, but it's not. So you need to find good people and learn from them. So unfortunately, there are people that, because of whatever, so they don't have the mood, but outside, it's full of good people. And I think that when you find these good people, you need to take advantage of them and to learn from them. And actually, this piece of advice was given to me by my first mentor and the guy who's now my partner in a company. And he always said this to me. And sometimes that we had crisis, that the business is not doing good, he always told me, it's okay, Joan-Albert. So now we are not doing it's not our best moment, but don't you realize that we are surrounded by good people? So that's it.
Yeah.
And for me, it's kind of course that we need money also, but he's all the time saying this, good people, good people, good people. And today, look, it happened by chance, but today I took a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
And the taxi driver, so he started to talk to me like very happily, like the guy was kind of upbeat. And the guy told me how happy he was in his life. So it was a very nice conversation that I had with him. And the guy told me this, and I'm happy in my life because I always have been surrounded by good people. This taxi driver, he made my day happier. And it's something that happened today, this morning, and it's the second time that I'm mentioning him. And unfortunately, I didn't ask his name.
Wow.
But this guy is making people's lives better. Just being like this, being happy and being open.
Exactly.
We need to try to be like this. I think that it's, and this piece of advice is, for me, the most important one that I have here. Yeah.
That's crazy. Because we have just being nice sometimes, we don't understand. There's another podcaster called Luis Huiz, I don't know, English name. But he has a really cool thing because when he started working, he wasn't doing a very meaningful job, and he wasn't doing anything that he really liked. So what he did, he told himself, "I'm going to be joy. So everyone that I go in, I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to make other people's day happier." And that's the impact that he's going to have in the world. And that's exactly what you do, in my opinion.
This is an amazing goal. Yes, definitely, definitely. And guys, this is something what you mentioned, that you are doing something that maybe you don't like. So definitely that in your life, it will be moments that you will do these things, that you will be like sitting in front of a desk and asking, what am I doing here? Don't worry. So time will come. Actually, all of us, we had this situation. Guys, I also had this situation. I've been in front on my desk and saying like, oh my God, this is not what I want to do. I'm not happy. I have to change my life. But there is a moment. The important thing is that you have these concepts in your mind. Try to find your true north and try to make other people happy. And the momentum arrives, 100%. It arrives. You just have to try it, and go on. It happens.
Stacking days.
Yeah.
And then,
because, guys, sometimes maybe when you see me at class, maybe you see me that all the time I'm trying to be like happy, to be like positive and all of this. But once in my life, I was not like this. I was kind of, not happy, but I had the luck to have people surrounding me, that they were giving me very good advice, and I had to take decisions, some of them tough, because the day that I left to Dominican Republic, so it was not that easy to do this, because you don't know anybody there, but definitely that inside of me, I said that this is what you have to do. And of course, I had times that they were not that good, but then I started to find my true north, and it was absolutely amazing. Amazing.
That's so cool. I was wondering, students, you have influenced students for a lot of years. Did a student sometime teach you something? Because it's kind of something that doesn't happen, but...
Always. You guys, so probably you don't pay attention, but I'm observing to all of you. And the way that you behave, the questions that you ask me, so sometimes they impress me a lot, but I pretend that they are okay. So but yes, and one thing. Look, I think that this is important. One thing that I learned from you, and above all, you and your generation, is that you are positive. So I know a lot of people, or maybe my generation, that is like, life is very tough. This is difficult. But you guys. So you are kind of positive. So you know that at the end you're going to get what you want. And this is something that for me it's amazing, and I'm learning from you. I remember a case that it happened to me with one student, and this student told me that he wanted to be the competitor of this coffee, what's the name of it? Starbucks. And I remember that I looked at him and I said, oh my God, what are you saying? So do you want to be like competitor of Starbucks? Well, now the guy is the CEO of Good News. And, and the guy is doing like very good. But I remember that at that moment, I look at him and I said, no way. No, I was wrong.
Yeah, he was ambitious.
Yes, definitely. And very curious.
Yeah. Do you feel like sometimes you have to kind of be delusional? And just think, delusional, almost think, okay, nothing seems possible. How can I compete with Starbucks? And then he's like, I will. How can it's so interesting how someone
it's I don't know actually, and nowadays that we are in this moment that we have all these companies about artificial intelligence and all of this, there are a lot of things to do. There are a lot of business to beat. Because these business models, they are kind of old. With all these new tools that we have, guys, you have, and also I have, a lot of opportunities, but you have more than me. So I think that it's time to pay attention to this, to all these new tools that we have, and to change business models. So a business model is something that it's invented by us. It doesn't come from nature. So we have to change it.
Yeah.
Definitely, and you guys, you can do this.
Yeah. We're almost done. But I wanted to read something that Frank Poti, your former professor and now colleague, that he wrote about you, and I think really summarizes what the great human being that you are. So he wrote, I met Joan-Albert many years ago when he was my pupil in the executive MBA at AIDA. I started working with him, teaching creativity, and one more time, the student surpassed the teacher. Joan-Albert is an excellent professional that has collaborated with lots of prestigious institutions in Spain and abroad. He always smiles and laughs. We need more people doing this all the time. In this moment, I can't count more than 6 or 7 people in Spain that have the same level on creativity and innovation that Joan-Albert has. I'll strongly recommend him if you're looking for help in this field as a company or as an individual.
This is too much. This is too much.
You deserve it, though. You deserve
coming
it.
from Frank Ponti, of course, Frank Ponti is one of the guys who inspire me. I already said. And I'm happy nowadays because of him. So this is very important, and above all because I remember the tough times, and I remember the first time that I saw him in class. It was a completely different class. It was like, what? Now I have to do this. Now I have to listen to this music. Now I have to do this creative technique. Now I have to. But it was like my inspiration in order to be the professional that I'm nowadays. So I owe him, definitely.
Yeah. Congratulations for your success. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you very much for
You're an amazing human being. I'm very honored to have you here. So thank you, and thank you everyone for watching. It was a great conversation, and I'm extremely grateful to be here.
Thank you very much.